you've ever tried to learn Swahili, you totally know that moment, right? You see a sentence, and it feels like you're trying to crack some kind of secret code. Well, you're not alone. Today, we're going to find the key to that code. We're going to unlock the beautiful logic of Swahili grammar together. Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what I call the Swahili puzzle. Then I'll give you the master key that solves it all, this amazing concept called Ngeli. After that, we'll meet two of the most important families in the language to see how they work. And finally, we'll put it all together to see that big, beautiful picture.
Okay, so first up, the puzzle. And if you've been studying Swahili, this is going to sound so familiar. You learn a nice simple sentence, but then you try to make it plural, and it feels like the whole thing just explodes and rearranges itself. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Okay, check out this example. In the singular, we have mama mrefu anapika. The tall mother is cooking. Simple enough? But now look what happens when we go plural. Wa mama warefu wanapika. See that? The beginnings of almost every single word have changed. The noun, the adjective, even the verb, they've all morphed. It's really easy to see why this can feel a little chaotic at first.
So, you're left wondering, what is the secret code here? Is there some kind of hidden logic, or is it just random? Well, I've got great news. The answer is a huge yes. And honestly, it's a beautifully simple system once you see it.
And that right there brings us to the key that unlocks this entire puzzle. Gnarly. This is the amazing system that brings perfect, predictable order to what looks like chaos.
So what is Ngeli? Well, to put it simply, it's a system that sorts every single noun in Swahili into different groups, or, as I love to call them, families. Just think of it as the language's own internal filing cabinet.
And this is why Ngeli is so incredibly important. Honestly, getting this concept down is probably the single biggest step you can take towards fluency. Because once you know a noun's family, you instantly know the rules for the rest of the sentence. The verbs, the adjectives, the pronouns, they all have to agree with that noun. The noun is basically the leader of the pack, and every other word has to follow its rules.
So, let's meet our first family and see how this works. This is the AWA class, and you'll see this one all the time. It's the family for all living things, so people and animals.
Okay, first up, the nouns themselves. You can see here that singular nouns in this family usually start with M. To make them plural, you just swap that M for a wa. So M2 becomes watu, mtoto becomes watoto. See? So simple.
Next up, the verb has to get in on the action. For a singular noun from this family, the verb prefix is a. But for a plural noun, it's wa. So anapika, for one mother, turns into wanapika for a group of mothers. The verb is just doing what the noun tells it to do.
And of course, the adjective has to follow suit. Just like the noun, the adjective's prefix flips from M in the singular to wa in the plural. So a tall mother is mama marefu, but tall mothers are wamama warefu. You're seeing the pattern now, right? It's all about agreement.
And there it is, the whole system working in perfect harmony. We put all the pieces together and we get our original sentence back. Wamama uses the wa plural for the noun, warefu uses the wa plural for the adjective, and wanapika uses the wa plural for the verb. So cool.
Awesome. So now that we've met the family for living things, let's meet the family for objects, the KV class. This class is generally for all the inanimate things around us.
The rule for this family is just as simple and predictable. As you can see, nouns that start with ki when they're singular just change to vi when they're plural. So kikapu, one basket, becomes vikapu, many baskets. And kiti becomes viti. See? You're already getting the hang of this. Now, there's a tiny little variation here, but it's super consistent, so don't worry. If a noun in this family starts with ch, usually because of the vowel that comes next, its plural form will start with vi. So chakula becomes vyakula. It's just a predictable sound change, but the core idea is exactly the same.
And just like with our first family, the verbs and adjectives have to fall in line. Their prefixes also switch from ki in the singular to vi in the plural. Let's look at the examples. The singular verb kilibebwa becomes vilibebwa. And for adjectives, kibeti kichafu, which is a dirty wallet, becomes vibeti vichafu for dirty wallets.
Okay, so we've met two completely different families with their own unique rules. Now let's put them side by side to really see the power of this whole system in action.
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, we've got mtoto from our ewa class, and you see the adjective and verb using m and a. But then on the right, with kitabu from the ki-iv class, everything switches to ki. You can literally see how the entire sentence structure is dictated by that very first noun.
So, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The noun is the captain of the Swahili sentence. Once you know what family it belongs to, you have the blueprint for building the rest of the sentence perfectly. This is the secret code we set out to find.
And that's your first real look into the beautiful, logical world of Ngeli. We've only uncovered 2 of the noun families today, but you now have the key, the foundational concept that governs the entire Swahili language. So, now that you've met the a, wa, and ki v families, are you excited to meet the rest?
Ngeli, Ngeli, Ngeli.